on, guys? Welcome back to NetworkChuck. I got a child screaming in the background, no worries. Hey, how's it going? It's been a while. I haven't been live in a very, very long time, so I wanted to come on and just say, hey, because it has been a while. So that's the title of the video. I miss this. I miss doing this because I have been absent for a very long time. I've been still making videos, but I haven't been like active in the community, which I honestly do miss. So yeah, sorry for my long absence, but I wanted to check in with you guys. I know I have a lot of new subscribers and you never see me live, so I want to jump in and just say, how you doing? What's going on, everyone? I saw KevTech in here. By the way, I will be giving away some coffee in the stream, so if you have never tried my coffee, you don't have to. And I saw someone earlier talking about, oh, Chuck's coffee's so expensive. Shut up. It's not that expensive. If you buy crappy folders from Walmart, yeah, sure, it's it's more expensive than that. When you buy craft coffee, it's more expensive. It just is. Anyways, I'll be giving away some of that today on the stream. But I really wanted to start this today to just hang out with you guys, to answer questions. I haven't answered questions in a Q&A fashion like this in a very long time. And then to kind of give you like an update, like where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm up to. How are my studies going? Which, don't ask me about that. But yeah, things are going pretty good. The reason I've been kind of absent lately is because I've grown my family a bit. We're at 5 kids now, 5 girls. So just had the last one here. But anyways, I'll get into the questions here pretty quick. But how you guys doing? Let me know real quick what you're drinking tonight. Oh, Privacy Keeper has my mug and coffee. That's what I'm talking about. I'm actually rocking Peter McKinnon's mug from, what's that coffee shop? It's in San Diego. I went to it because I love Peter McKinnon. Oh, good stuff. And for all you trolls out there, here's a nice long sip. Good stuff. Ooh, Scarce is drinking some whiskey. I'm close to a football team. Yeah. Yeah, I want to rule the world. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna train my girls to become hackers. And that's what I'm doing. Like with my kids, we homeschool our kids, and my goal is to teach them as much IT as I possibly can. I integrate them into everything. We built a gaming PCs together, which I haven't put that video out yet, which I'm going to start working on it soon. We filmed the entire thing. It was great. Oh, man. Okay, anyways. Let's see if we can find some questions real quick. You guys are throwing in a lot of questions. A ton. So I'll get to some here in a moment. Almost too fast. Whew, man. So real quick, before I answer any questions, let me kind of give you some updates on what I'm up to. So of course I'm still making videos, right? Like you saw my last video where I showed you, actually here's the Raspberry Pi right now. I showed you how to make a dark web website. Dark web website, kind of hard to say a lot, on a Raspberry Pi. Which, you know, really doesn't have a function. It's just a kind of a fun thing to do, to think that you have a dark web website running on a little microcomputer that costs like 35 bucks. That's pretty cool, right? Like, what did you guys think of that video? So I did that one. I've been making some hacking content, of course, and I know people don't like that very much, but you know what? Relax. And I know. My CCNA content has been kind of like, where is it at? I know. It's coming. I promise it's coming. I just been so busy. A lot of videos I have to get out and family stuff. So things are calming down now. I'm actually, if you saw it on my, coffee's good. Kick it in. Gotta get that hit. If you saw on Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter. I update more frequently there, but I hired a full-time employee. So Austin, if you're watching, hi Austin. And I also hired another full-time employee. And I'm hiring a video editor so I can get more done. I've been doing all this stuff myself, which is stupid. It's so stupid. There's so much work. I'm like working myself to death. So I want to be able to produce more for you guys. CCNA content, Linux for Hackers. I just submitted the next episode to be reviewed by Hack the Box. It's coming up. And I'll be doing a, it's already in the books. So I can say it. I know I told you at the beginning of the year, you should not announce what you're going to do. You shouldn't tell people your goals, but this is already like kind of laid in stone. I'm ready to go and get this going. There will be a Python series coming out very, very soon, so be looking for that. Chris Jott says, do I code? I script, I would say. I don't code necessarily. I know some Python. I dabble in Python. I'm by far no expert, but I know enough to get by with automation things, and of course I want to get better. I guess who says, I remember Austin from your video setting up the phone in the cloud. Yeah. So that was when I first hired him on. So yeah, he's been going crazy, getting stuff going. Anyways, I saw a super chat come in. Let me pull it up real quick. Thank you for the super chat. I gotta go find it. Oh, Naomi asked, any cloud videos coming up? Actually, I just filmed a cloud video today. And I filmed it with my dad, who's a VMware engineer. We're kind of contrasting what a traditional infrastructure engineer looks like versus what we're kind of seeing now. Like, if you don't know IT, like most of IT for a long, long time has been like on-prem, meaning you've had all your servers, you've had all your things you work with inside your own building. You go, you can touch the server, turn it on or whatever. You might have it in a data center off-site, but you can still go to that data center and play with it. Whereas now, things are changing like rapidly. Like we're putting our stuff in the cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP, Google Cloud. And yeah, it's so different now. And it's not just like, here's my server, Amazon, take it and make it cloudy. That's not how it works. The cloud's different. Like sure, they have virtual machines, but then there's containers and Kubernetes and all this automation that's built in. Vastly different. Just a different mindset. It's a different mindset to how people build their apps now. So we're contrasting that. It's a fun video. Luke Williams said, can I make a video on how I make my coffee? I'll have to do that because I pretty much have every coffee method known to man in my house. This is called a Chemex, really good, clean cup of coffee. I normally do French press. You see my vac pot on the channel, I hope. And I just got an espresso machine actually for the wife, and I don't really drink espresso very often. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna go find that super chat real quick. If you're just new to the streams, like when I stream, it's not as structured as my videos. I'm very all over the place because caffeine and you guys are distracting, but I appreciate you hanging out with me. Let me go see, I go find it real quick. So a quick update while I'm looking through this. So as far as my study is going, you guys know that I've been trying to get and you may not know, so I'm through and through a Cisco guy. Like behind me, I've got Cisco routers, I've got Cisco books there, and I've professionally been a Cisco network engineer and a Cisco voice engineer throughout most of my career. So I've been recently trying to get my CCNP Enterprise. I've been working on my CCNP for like 3-4 years now. Not that like it's taken me that long, it's just that I have not been actively working on it, been distracted by all these videos you want me to make. It's your fault. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I've been focusing on my career and building up this business I have now that I haven't been studying as much. But man, studying that's one of the reasons I've been kind of taking the roles off myself of like, I make my own thumbnails, I do all my video editing, I do all the research and studying, which I'm still gonna do. But like video editing and stuff takes hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and I can't do it anymore. I'm just one person, and I've gotten to the point where I wanna produce more videos, but I'm leaving myself zero time to study. And I have to study. You have to study in IT. Like, even if you're just a YouTuber like me, where I don't actually go into the office and make these crazy changes and manage infrastructures, but to be able to talk about IT, you have to maintain a crazy study habit to just keep up. And so if you're thinking about getting into IT, you better find a way to enjoy this process, because that's IT. It's studying, self-study, keeping yourself abreast of all the new technologies coming out. You have to know this stuff. So like for me, hacking. I want to get more into hacking. I still have not gotten a hacking certification. I know, it's my fault. I've been so busy. Not that I haven't been having fun doing hacking and making hacking videos, but I want to get deeper into that. Of course, my CCNP, I actually have it scheduled for the 21st. I'm not going to make that date. I've been too busy. But now with me giving off some of the tasks to my employees now, I'm going to have more time to study. Anyways, I'm going to actually, man, you guys are killing me with all these super chats and memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me go look through the supers real quick. Man, I miss doing this so much. You guys are so cool. Okay, so Nikolai, let me find you real quick. I want to throw you up on the screen. If this still works, I haven't done this in so long. There it is. Is it going to work? Yes, it still works. Okay. What's your favorite Linux distribution? You know, that question, like, I don't know. I don't use Linux as a desktop. I don't. I'm a Windows user because I need things to work. I don't have time to troubleshoot things all day. As far as like my favorite Linux distro to use and work with and learn, I love Debian-based stuff just because it's the most common. Like I like Linux distributions that are most accessible to most people. So my goal is to get everyone to use Linux. I want to teach you Linux. I want everyone to start using this because, man, things have changed in IT so much. It used to be that you could be a Windows admin and that would be the only thing you knew. You knew Windows 10, you knew Windows Server, whatever. That's not the case anymore. I think any role in IT, you have to know Linux pretty well. And I say pretty well. Like you don't have to like be a hardcore Linux administrator, but you need to know enough Linux to be able to do like network automation. The cloud is, Linux is everywhere. The world is run on Linux. So anyways, I'm going on a tangent, I know. My favorite Linux distro is the one that's most accessible to most people, and that's Debian-based things. I love Kali Linux, it's based on Debian. I love Ubuntu. I like Parrot OS is a new one for me that I've been playing with. It's fun. I mean, for me, it's all similar. It's all similar, right? As you jump from each Linux distro, they all have similar things. For me, I like to interact with Linux mostly through the command line. So as you go from each Linux distro, it's kind of the same in a lot of cases. If you want to use Linux as a desktop, I mean, I don't know. I know Pop! OS is cool, and there's some others. I was going to look at one, maybe you can tell me better, Cubes OS. I know it's been around for a bit, but it's all about security, and instead of like, and I love the idea. The whole idea behind Cubes OS is that when you launch an app, it doesn't just launch an application that's, you know, kind of in the runtime or the processes. It's actually launching a whole new virtual machine. It's like sandboxed and separated. That's so freaking cool. So I want to look into that, maybe make a video about that. But anyways, so what's my favorite? Whatever you're using. Because I want to help you learn it. Whatever's more accessible to you. And real quick, I'll take a random chat from the stuff here. And real quick, I forgot to mention, yes, I do have a YouTube membership where you'll see that join button where you can join me here and just support what I'm doing. And if you don't know what I'm doing, like it might just seem that I'm making random tech videos, which honestly is the case a lot of times. It's just like, hey, shiny new tech, Raspberry Pi. Let me talk about that and have fun with it and teach you something along the way. Like that's most of the time what I'm doing. But what I want to do more and more, and this is the reason I left my last job, which professionally, and gosh, I keep forgetting that there's so many new people here. Professionally, I am a trainer. I'm not like a trainer, but like I'm an instructor. I teach people online how to get into IT. Right now, YouTube is my full-time job, but before this, I was teaching at CBT Nuggets, which is a very, very popular IT training library of just everything from Cisco to Python to Microsoft, cloud, everything. So I was teaching there. Before that, I was an engineer. But I left that job to do this. I wanted to make education more freely available. I wanted to get more people into IT because I feel like IT, man, it's just not taught well enough in high school and all the introductory courses that you'll enter when you're in grade school. It's not advertised enough. Like at least it wasn't for me. So I want to get people excited. I want you to get motivated. Also, career changers, dude. Like if you are in a sucky job right now, if you hate your job, and you need more money, dude, IT is the way to go. Like that was me, and I've known so many people where you can jump into IT right now. I don't care if you're 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 might be pushing it, but you know what? More power to you. You can jump into IT and change your career overnight. And when I say overnight, I mean like within 6 months. If you really work and hustle, you can make some serious money. It doesn't take 10 years in IT to make some serious money. I reached 100K, 6 figures within 3 years of being in IT. And I think I could have done it faster if I would have known some things. Anyways, so what was the question? I forgot. I was kind of filling you in. So my goal on this channel is to create more kind of course content that will build you up, kind of fill in the gaps with your knowledge in IT. I do have, a free CCNA course that I've been neglecting, but I'm going to show some love to here very soon. I want to equip you with these things because I know how hard it is to, even with all the stuff we have access to now with IT. I mean, it's like causing a weird echo. I want to move this. We have an embarrassing amount of resources now in IT. If you want to get started in IT, there's no excuse. I mean, you got so many free labs online, so many free courses, but you can't ignore the fact that it is hard, even if you have free resources. Even when I was working for a company and they paid for all my training, it was still hard to stay focused and train and stay motivated. So that's the other goal of my channel. It's to instruct you, to show you the path, and then to encourage you, because this is not easy. But it is life-changing. It's enough to where I will say it over and over and over, beat your head over it. Like, I want you to do this because it's so cool. Anyways, 957 people watching. It's been a bit. I forgot how many people tune in. I forgot the question I was answering, but let me see real quick. Let me pick a random question. This is a great question, actually, from Nico. Let me throw you up, Nico. I want to find your chat, throw it on the screen so people can see what you're talking about. Oh, and you spammed it. It's okay. It's okay. People spam sometimes. Can you recommend so he's building a home lab. Can you recommend a way to set your own project and goals within the home lab? I will stand by this. The best way to study any kind of topic is to go through a certification track. If you want to become like holistically well-rounded in one technology, like networking, CCNA. If you want to, cloud, pick Azure, pick AWS, whatever, you got to go down a certification path. That's my opinion. I think it'll give you the best or well-rounded kick in the butt to like learn something. Otherwise, it's kind of hard. I kind of see like, you're like, oh, cool, I have this home lab. I've got virtual servers and I got all this stuff I want to play with. What now? Sure, you can go down the rabbit hole of like picking random projects that maybe will teach you a few things, which is actually great. Like if you're bored, like if you're going down a certification track and you're like, man, I'm kind of burnt out, take a break, pick a project and have fun. That's what I do. And you end up learning some cool things. You might even end up using some of the skills you learned in your certifications and apply it to your little project. So there's that. But as far as like a path to go down with your home lab to teach yourself, pick a certification. That's what the certifications are for. They're meant to build up your skill set and your resume for actually getting a job, which I'm assuming is your goal, unless you're just trying to have fun, which is also fun. Now, let me take a look at a few super chats real quick. Let's see, from Reese Armstrong. Threw you up, Reese. It's not finding it. There it is. And Reese, I appreciate you telling everyone to stop spamming. It says, hello. Is the Linux Plus a good entry-level exam? I've been using Linux on the desktop. It's amazing. And home lab for years, and I want to do certs. So, yes, it is. So I got my Linux Plus. Was it last year I got it, or this year? It was last year. Gosh, time is not even a thing anymore. So I got the Linux Plus last year. It's a solid exam. It's a really fun one. It's difficult. It does cover a lot of stuff. So if you've been dabbling in Linux, you want to certify those skills, or just kind of fill in the gaps to where like, am I really like, do I really know Linux? Can I be an admin? Can I walk into a company and actually do things? Yeah, Linux Plus will do that. So I would go for it. Honestly, I know there's Linux Plus, which does have some street cred. There's the Linux Foundation certifications, like what's the acronym? Guys, fill me in. I forget what the acronym is for the Linux Foundation certifications. The LPIC? Yeah, that's what it is. LPIC and others, and those are good too. So I think you can't really go wrong with any of those. But yeah, and then Red Hat. Not to mention Red Hat. It is going to be slightly different. It'd be CentOS, which I think Linux Plus actually focuses on CentOS anyway, or CentOS based. Red Hat's the enterprise version of CentOS. Which, whatever happened to CentOS? Is it still like not being supported by Red Hat anymore? I forgot. Anyways, thanks Reese for the super chat. Yeah, I would say it's good entry level, especially if you've been playing with Linux. If like you have no IT background at all, like if you get to the A+, you don't know how you would do with the A+, maybe start there, because yeah, Linux Plus is assuming that you've done the A+, that you have a little bit of IT knowledge to walk into that. It assumes you have some networking knowledge and basic computer knowledge. You will need that to walk into that. But anyways, I'll take a random chat real quick from the Luis Santos says, I am Brazil. Hi, Brazil. Let me take one more random chat. Here we go. NK says, I'm trying to take my own website down. Can you give me an idea of how to do that? So I'm assuming you're trying to DDoS your own website. I would only, yeah, LPIC, Linux Professional. Thank you, Vincent. I would only recommend doing that with within your own home network. Otherwise, you can kind of gray area on what is legal. But I've got a DDoS video. You can download the LOIC, the low orbit ion cannon, and try to hit your website, your own server. It's hard to do, honestly, like with gigabit connections, if you have gigabit, to actually saturate a link. You need a few more hosts in your network. Kevin says, is the Sherlock repo still good? I don't know. It's like when I make these videos showing you how these really cool scripts that people make, I don't support these scripts. Like they support these themselves. So at any time they could take them down. So, and I could, I could go back and make another video, but I'm trying to produce new content. It's kind of hard. So maybe I should, but no, I'm not going to, if I'm being honest. Let me see, I'll take one more random question here. I'm just gonna scroll through everything. Pure Dreams keeps saying virtual machines, same IP address, useless. I don't know what you're saying. So, Brakkanen, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Chuck, do you ever do anything with cryptocurrency related? Solana currently has a hackathon going on that already has 7,000 people involved. So I am a cryptocurrency investor. So I do hold them. I'm not going to tell you what I have because I don't want to give you advice or make you buy into something. Dogecoin though, dude. Come on, let me down. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Elon. Anyways, I've been looking into how to create your own cryptocurrency and do some fun stuff with that. So there will be content coming around that. I don't know if I'll be hacking cryptocurrency. Maybe. I wouldn't consider myself well-versed enough to even begin to broach that. Could be a fun thing though. All right, let me check the super chats real quick. DeFury, man, it's good to see you. Let me throw you up real quick. It says, welcome back. I've been pretty discouraged of late when it comes to studying. Do you have any tips to get back on track? So DeFury, we're kind of in the same boat, man. I think for me, I've been partly discouraged, partly I don't have the time. I'm so busy with so many things, 5 kids and trying to run a business and hiring people and all. It's a lot of work, right? And I think discouragement is part of it. I don't want to jump back into the book and jump back into my CCNP study because I felt like I'd have to start so far back over because I've forgotten what I've already studied. If you recall, back in December, I did this 2-week-long stretch, sprint, where I would get on Twitch every morning and live stream my study process. I made some progress. I think all that's been undone. I don't remember a thing, so it's frustrating. So how to get back on track? I think it's the same old story I've talked about here a lot, and I have to remind myself the same thing. It's kind of take a breather, take a step back, and look at what your goals are. What do you want to do? Where are you at career-wise, and what do you want to accomplish? What will this certification do for you? I don't know what you're at right now, if you're on the help desk, or if you're a network admin or something, but kind of take inventory of okay, this is my life right now. Getting the certification, what will it do for me? And in a lot of cases, for me, it's more about I want to get it. But for when I was actually working in the IT field, for me, getting a certification meant, okay, I can make more money for my family. And that's going to be huge. That's going to change my life drastically. And the times I did get a certification and it did give me that bump and that raise, it changed my life. So thinking about your external goals, okay, it'll change my life. It'll increase the well-being of my family. Maybe you're trying to change it into a new career. You're trying to change your job. Think about that. Let that motivate you. So I think just redefining and re-envisioning your why, painting that out, writing that down, putting that very, very prominently in front of you. why am I doing this? That'll help. And I think just getting community. So like getting on this live stream first is a good step. Like, okay, let me talk about how I'm not motivated right now, and that's good. Be transparent with people. I would take it a step further and jump into a Discord community. Can be mine, can be someone else's. I don't care. But just get into community, get someone to like come alongside you and motivate you. But yeah, those are the first like concrete steps I would take. And one concrete step I'm going to take myself right now is I'm going to start studying like as soon as I can, and just start with something small. Like, it's so easy to think, okay, I'm going to start studying. I'm going to do it. And then you think, okay, it has to be an hour-long session. I'm going to sit down and study. I'm going to get organized. Everything. It doesn't have to be that. Just sit down, open the book, open a lab. Just do one thing to get yourself just back in the motions of doing it. Don't try to plan out your next 4 years of studying like right now. Just do something. Do something. Sit down for like 10, 15 minutes and just do one thing, and try to do that one thing each day. And eventually your study habit's going to be back. Studying is kind of like a muscle, right? You got to work out that muscle. You got to build it up. And when you don't study for a while, it atrophies, right? Like you almost forget how to do it. You don't want to do it. It's hard to get back into the motion. So just start doing a little bit, just a little bit. That's kind of how I'm going to approach it. And I hope that helps, DeFury. But man, good to see you. Good to hear from you. Let me check the super chat real quick. And thank you to all the people who just joined. I'll see if I can go find you real quick here in a moment. Joseph Webb. Let me go find you. There you are. All right, so what's the super chat say? I lost it. There it is. Thank you, Joseph. And he says, everyone benefits themselves by learning cloud and on-prem technologies for network engineering, speaking from experience here. Oh, yeah. So no question here, but just comment on what I was talking about with the cloud video I'm making. Yeah, so I think what you're saying is that, yeah, learning cloud and on-prem, I think is required. It is, because at the end of the day, on-prem, while there are differences, like huge differences between on-prem and the cloud and how they approach app infrastructure, the underlying technology of understanding storage, understanding networking, understanding virtualization, that's still foundational knowledge that applies to both. You need to learn that. And unless you're starting at like a really new startup, like a Silicon Valley kind of thing, and they're all in the cloud and they're all using new technology and it's all microservices, unless you're doing that, most companies you encounter are going to be a little bit of hybrid, a little bit of both, right? They're going to have on-prem, they're going to have something in the cloud. Most often it's going to be majority on-prem, some in the cloud. People will they'll identify workloads they need to work, that might work in the cloud, and they'll start to shift that up, lift and shift. But most often, you're going to have on-prem stuff that you'll be focusing and working on a lot, and where the killer skill will come in for you, what's going to really up your status is learning cloud enough to where you can help with migrations from on-prem to the cloud and orchestrating that. People will pay you for that. That's money. Anyways, thanks, Joseph, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let me grab another one real quick. Planeta Tierra just said thank you. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything from your other chats. Oh, that's it. Just said thank you. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Now I'm gonna congratulate all my members for joining here. Let me see. I'm not sure I can find it easily with this thing. I'll try to do it at the end of the stream. Well, I was kind of talking about earlier. I do have a membership where you can come alongside me and support what I'm doing here, creating free courses, creating free content, trying to give as much back as I can. Previously, I was working for a provider that, there's a pretty big paywall. And I'm trying to remove that barrier as much as I can, providing as much free training that's high quality as I can make it, just freely available. So anyways, that's what I'm doing here. If you want to support me on YouTube, that's cool. I do have a membership site that I'm kind of creating that can provide more value. Again, I try to create all my content just freely available on YouTube. I'll put some stuff behind the scenes, behind the paywall that will add more value, but 99% of my stuff is going to be free. So yeah, check out I think my website's, I'm still working on it. It's still like beta, but it's called learn.networkchuck.com. I'm not like advertising it as of yet, but it's in the works. I'm doing some fun stuff on there. Anyways, Ooh, Mad Dog wants me to cover VLANs with different equipment. So like DDWRT, Wi-Fi routers, and Cisco equipment. That'd be a fun one. Yeah, because like they do things differently. Unify does things differently as well. Let's see. Pixelbat says, how can I get started with IT and hacking? You know, again, it's the same thing where we have like an embarrassment of resources, an embarrassing amount of resources where there's so many things, and it's almost overwhelming, right? Like, you look up how to get started in hacking, you'll get 15 different answers, and they're all great. So which one do you pick? I think the best way to start out is just by doing something. I love resources like there's Try Hack Me, there's Hack the Box Academy. Check out both of those. A lot of their stuff just starting out is free, completely free, and just getting you started, teaching you the basics. So like right now, my Linux for Hackers series, you could start there. Like I'm not teaching hacking just yet, but I'm teaching you the Linux foundations you need to start hacking, because you better believe that if you want to become a hacker, you got to know foundational IT concepts, networking, Linux, scripting languages, learning Windows is key. I mean, Active Directory stuff. I mean, come on, like that's half of the pen test you'll see out in the wild. Most companies run Active Directory. So yeah, start with the basics. Just start with like one of those cool websites where they take it from zero and just start doing stuff. I think that's key. All right, let me go find some more super chats real quick. What time is it? So it's 5:30. I want to try and be done by 6 because I told my wife I would. Y'all know the drill. Oh, you guys killing me. You threw in some super chats like crazy. Ooh, Raging Greg. I love your elite speak there. Let me throw it up real quick. By the way, did you see that DEF CON is actually in person this year? I was thinking about going. I'm not sold on it just yet. I don't know. It's in Vegas. It's in August. What do you think? Should I go to DEF CON? Are you going to DEF CON? I don't know. I'm not a good enough hacker to even like be there, but I think it'd be fun to experience it. Raging Greg says, can I make NetworkChuck hats? Yeah, I'll do that actually. Let me, I'll make Austin do it. Austin's my employee. I'm gonna Slack Austin right now. This is called delegation, friends. Hey Austin, go make me a hat. Done, it's in the books. I love having employees. Now, my plan for what I'm doing here with my company, I guess you can call it, I do want to grow. Like I want to be able to help as many people as I can. I know I've reached the bottleneck of like me being the only person doing it. I want to do more. So I may be hiring more people soon. Let me know if you want to work for me. Another super chat from Raging Greg. Thank you, Raging Greg. You're crazy, dude. It says, hey, right now, I'm applying for my first IT help desk job, which that's awesome. I watched your video about it, and how do you have any tips to get me ready for the interview, or what you looked for when you were hiring? Greg, the number one thing I look for, and this is true for me and for any other IT manager that hires people, is passion and just, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man, is passion and the willingness to learn, which you may have that, but you need to find a way to demonstrate that well during your interview. So you come in the interview, and of course they're gonna test your technical knowledge, and that may terrify you. It terrified me for sure. So one thing you'll want to do is just make sure that you're humble. So like when you don't know something, say, dude, be honest. Like don't try to fumble your way through it and make up something. They're gonna see right through that. Just be honest. Say, I don't know, but I'm gonna look that up when I get home. Like say that. Like be excited to be interested. Talk about what you do in your own time, like as far as like IT related geek stuff. Like talk about your home lab. And if you don't have a home lab, make one. Like it doesn't take much. I mean, sure you can go crazy and have servers and racks in your house like I do, or you can start with a $35 micro computer called a Raspberry Pi, and that's cool enough by itself. Seriously, just talk about that. So if you can geek out in an interview, talk about your passion, talk about what your goals are, talk about the certifications you're working on. If you can demonstrate that, I hire that all day. It's hard to, like, I take it for granted because as I start hiring people now and as I look for good people to hire, it's hard. It's hard. So if you can come on and demonstrate how hardworking you might be, if you're willing to put in the hours, if you don't care, like, and that's what you have to do. You have to come on saying like, okay, I'm excited to be here. I'm passionate. I'm gonna study after hours. I'm gonna study and become the best, whatever it is you need me to be. I'm gonna accelerate. I'm going to learn and grow. Demonstrate that. Talk about that. Make them want you. That's what makes me want people. That's what makes me want to hire you, is that passion and that zeal. So demonstrate that. Bring your geek card. Talk about all the geek stuff you do. That'll help. Don't talk about video games. They don't care about that. They want to know how hard you can work with IT. Hope that helps. But yeah, I mean, and of course, like, having a strong IT background definitely helps in an interview. But I've passed on people who had way more experience than the guy who was passionate about what he wanted to do, who like was just wanted to learn. Oh man, I'll hire that guy over anyone. If you have humility and you want to learn, you got passion, top of the list. Seriously. Ismail Diner, let me find you real quick. Thank you for the super chat. Let me throw you up real quick. There you are. It says, hey, I'm new here. Welcome. And you want to get into ethical hacking. Want to know which is better, Raspberry Pi or a laptop? I mean, a laptop's going to be better at the end of the day because you can do more with it. It packs more power. It's just better, right? Both as a student and professionally, but I understand the monetary constraints you might have, your budget issues. Raspberry Pi does the job. It does. And even with that, you don't need a Raspberry Pi. I mean, sure, I'm a Raspberry Pi geek. I love it. You don't need it. There are things available online. You can use AWS for free. They're free tier. You can spin up cloud devices in Linode for $10 a month. And you got things like Hack the Box Academy, which give you a free Linux lab to play with. You have a lot of options that are free or very, very low cost. So I wouldn't say it's just between a Raspberry Pi and a laptop. If that's kind of what you're looking at, laptop will do a better job for you. Raspberry Pi is more of like a hobby, kind of have fun with it kind of thing. It does, I mean, it will be a desktop for you if you want to use it as that. But it's not the only option. So if you're new to hacking, you want to get into stuff, you don't need much. A Chromebook will do the job because you can access a ton of cloud resources that are mostly free. So don't let anything stop you with that. Of course, you get what you pay for. You'll have more fun with things that you pay for, but there's a ton of free stuff out there that will not leave you lacking. You'll have a ton of opportunity. Hope that helps. Let me see. I'm running out of time here. It's 20 minutes out. I want to go through as many of these super chats as I can. So, my Ben, I saw you super chatted. I don't see where you asked a question. Let me see if I can find your chats. Love from India, 4 a.m. here. Thank you so much. That's so cool. That's crazy that you're staying up that late. I can't do that. I need my sleep. I've had my days of staying up late in IT. I'm not doing that again. Not doing that at all. All right, Andrew Jarvis. Thank you for the super chat. He says, your videos have gotten me excited for a career change at 38. Have been a flight medic for a number of years. Dude, that's so cool. Again, I have the biggest heart for people who are career changers because I know how it feels. Even though I did it when I was younger, the stakes are definitely higher as you get older because you have more responsibilities, I'm assuming. Possibly a family, possibly a mortgage and things you have to pay for. So it's a brave, courageous thing to change your career at any stage in life. But when you have more responsibilities, it's crazy, crazy scary. Not as scary, but it is intimidating. So cool you're getting into this. Man, that's so, I love that I can inspire you to do this. And I don't, there's a lot of people on YouTube and on the internet who are like, here's a get rich quick scheme. You can do this, pyramid schemes. Ty Lopez, all these people. If you watch CoffeeZilla, he'll talk about them all the time. Shills, like they're shilling out this, like all these get rich quick things. This is not that. Like IT almost feels like that in a way because you can make a lot of money very quickly compared to most careers, but it's real. Like people can like really, I don't feel guilty at all. In fact, I'm like the biggest evangelist for this path. You can change your career into IT and within 6 months be making, in most cases, making more money than you were before. Yeah, it gets harder if you're in a pretty good career right now and you want to change to IT because you might have to take a little pay loss to start at the beginning because, come on, you don't have any experience yet. But you can move up the ranks pretty quickly. So it's such a cool career. So anyways, Andrew, thanks for the super chat. I'm so excited that you have found this. I'm grateful you have. That's so cool. Let's see. More super chats. Nigel, thank you for the super chat. It says the best to use GNS3. Let me see if you had a question around that. I'm not sure what you're asking. The best to use GNS3 question mark. I would say right now, I've been a big fan of, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say GNS3, GNS3 is a way to emulate, or, yeah, no, that's actually a simulator, right? Or emulator, I always get confused. You can basically create virtual Cisco network environments, and not just Cisco, you can do Juniper and whatever virtualized router or switch you can find. You can create these environments on your laptop as long as you have enough resources, or you can do a server, and it's amazing. Like, I've been using GNS3 in my studies for a very long time. However, the Cisco stuff they've been making, CML2, pretty good. Like, it's hard to choose between those now. GNS3 does have its merits, but I think CML2 probably wins right now. Although I keep hearing people love, what's the other one? It's the, help me out here. It's GNS3, there's CML2, and then there's, you'll chat it there below. So if you're watching this, just check the chat. There's another one that's really popular, but CML2 I think is better, if that's what you're asking. I want to check the chat real quick. See if I can find one. It's like refreshing on me and going crazy. Nano, what's up, Chuck? What's up, Nano? You're my favorite text editor. NK, now I'm thinking of taking down my website. Is LOIC from SourceForge good? It might flag as malware on your computer. But yeah, do it within your own network. Have fun with that in your own network. Be careful doing anything else because it can be kind of gray on the legality. Teach me how to hack, says Mohammed. I'll teach you how to hack ethically. And yeah, we're going to have fun with that. Even G was what it was. Thank you. Even G is the other one. Let's see. Packet tracer. Actually, Eric Torres, I think someone was probably asking about CCNA. Packet tracer is the best thing, really, honestly, when you're learning CCNA. Packet tracer and Boson. Boson NetSim. I keep forgetting about Boson. Boson is like some of the best stuff if you're going through your CCNA or your CCNP. Solid, amazing, because they give you pre-built labs. They grade them for you. It's fantastic. I've used them a lot. I've used them a lot. Let me see. Red Fathom, what, VI isn't your favorite text editor? No. Again, yeah, I know VI or Vim, right, has a lot of cool tools you can use, a lot of cool shortcuts you can do to be a really amazing programmer and hacker or whatever. And maybe I'll get there eventually, but right now, I'm focused on the beginner. And I want to get you as close to getting started and excited about Linux as I can. And whenever I get to showing you how to edit a file in Linux, the last thing I want to do is spend 20 minutes teaching you Vim real quick. I don't want to do that. Nano is so straightforward. I can just get to the meat of what I'm trying to teach you. And Nano is just like Control X, Enter Y, whatever. Like, it's really quick. So that's my mentality behind that. Sure, I could learn VI. Sure, VI is for super Linux users and Nano's for noobs. Whatever. I don't care. It gets the job done. It's fine. And then I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox on that. I want to choose one more random thing. Oh, are my subscribers coming in through the Streamlabs? Yeah, that might be spamming a bit, won't it? Because I get a lot of subs. What's my coffee recipe? Coffee, straight up black, dude. That's how I take my coffee. Only way to have it. Benjamin says, thank you for inspiring me to expand my tech knowledge. You pass on a fantastic mentality to a lot of good people. You're incredible and amazing. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Again, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants that have come before me, that have inspired me. Like one of my mentors who has an amazing YouTube channel, Jeremy Chara. People like him inspired the crap out of me to pursue my IT studies. And then just what I'm doing now. He's the reason I'm here. So yeah, like, I'm so glad I can be part of that journey. And I'm just spreading the news that I bought into. And it's true and it works. It's awesome. So yeah, if I can get you addicted to tech and IT, my job's done. I just want to keep you hooked because it's awesome. Because it's fun. Like, honestly, it's fun. To have a career where you you can go to work and you don't always want to leave because you're having too much fun. That's the dream, right? That's the dream. That's what IT did for me. So if I can give that to you all day, every day, man. Anyways, let's check some more super chats. Okay, 546. We gotta get through this. Mike's Daily Gaming. Sounds fun. I've been gaming a lot recently too. Been playing Call of Duty. I love it, dude. I can't change my game. Dude, thanks for the $20 super chat. You're killing me. Bro, thanks to you. I just got a job at the AFB by my house. I don't know what AFB is. For 8570, I had to get my MTA cert. So 8570 is compliance for government, DOD. MTA cert, which I did, and now I have to get Security Plus for my IA compliance. I'm in the middle of IT Pro TV series. Just want to say thank you. That's so awesome, man. That's amazing, dude. Everyone, give Mike's Daily Gaming a round of applause here. That's killer. That's awesome. And I'm so grateful I can be a part of your journey. That's amazing, dude. And like seriously, thank you for jumping in here and saying that, because you're inspiring others to like. I know there are people watching right now who are like, man, this IT thing sounds too good to be true, or I don't know if it's worth it. My story might be different. I know people have done it before, but I don't know about me. Seeing your story, Mike, encourages others. So if you're looking at Mike's status, like this is not unusual. This is the norm. This is cool. This is it. So if you're thinking about getting IT and you're unsure, if you have doubts, leave those out at the door. If you come into IT excited and you're gonna work hard, you're gonna put in the effort, you're gonna win, dude. You're gonna win all day. Anyways, thanks, Mike. Let's see. 10 Liege. Let me find you real quick. Thank you for the super chat. And by the way, you know, people think my enthusiasm's kind of fake. It's not. It's not. I love this stuff, dude. Like I've been doing YouTube for a bit, and the more I get into IT, the more I learn, the more excited I get. Yeah, some days I have to like pep myself up and drink a few extra cups of coffee because I'm tired. But legit, this is the coolest career path you can ever find. I mean, there are other career paths that are cool, but this one's the coolest. It is. All right. Tinley says, can you stop using Kali Linux? It's not even good for professional use anymore. Okay. I'll hear you on that, and I get that. So if you don't know what Kali Linux is, it's one of the most popular hacking distributions, at least for beginners. And that, again, that's the reason I do it, because it is very beginner friendly. People, when they hear Kali, they immediately know it's related to hacking. That's just what it is. It's the branding of it. And they've done a great job of branding themselves. Game recognized game, like that's what they've done. So that's why I use it, because it's easy to approach. I mean, you can throw Kali on pretty much anything. They've got virtual machine images. They have ISOs that you can throw on a Raspberry Pi. It's very accessible, and that's why I love it. Sure, there are better ones, but again, I'm all about reaching as many people as possible with this, and Kali's the easiest thing to talk about. Not to mention one of the most popular hacking certifications out there, the OSCP. They are also the creators of Kali, so it goes hand in hand. That's the reason I still talk about it. It may change. I don't know. I may change my mind, but for now, it's what I stick with, just because most people are familiar with it, and I want to help you get to where you need to be. All right, let's see. Let's pick another super chat. Mallory, or not Mallory, Marlone Marquez. Let me see. Let me throw you up real quick. Thank you for the super chat. Hello from Brazil. Your channel is amazing. Talk a little bit about automation tools, please. Yeah, so I have made a few videos on automation tools, which if you don't know what he's talking about, automation tools in IT are more about going from the traditional way of doing things, where we used to just like, when we configure a router or a switch, we do that one at a time. We log into the router, configure it, move on. Log into the next router, move on. Maybe a server. Log into a server, make all the changes to get it ready and going, move on. Move on. Make a change, log into each individual device and make that change. Time consuming. Sure, maybe if you have a small lab with 3 devices, why would you automate that? You should. But why would you do that? But if you get into a company where they have not 1, not 10, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of devices, it doesn't make any sense to do that individually one by one. That's where automation comes in. You'll use tools like Ansible, Chef, Puppet, Terraform, all these really cool things to automate your environments. And they're fun, like they're really fun. So I've made videos on Chef and Puppet and Ansible. What else have I done? I don't remember the rest. And I haven't gone too deep. I need to go deeper. I want to go deeper with that because they are really fun. I do actually have some more automation stuff that is coming out. You may not recognize it, but it's really awesome, and it's used in a lot of companies. So be looking for that. But yeah, that's where automation comes in, and you should definitely learn automation, especially if you're looking to get into DevOps or cloud. It all comes hand in hand. Whew, I could talk about automation all day, but that's the crux of it. And if you want to get into automation, you don't have to know any programming, like especially with Ansible. Ansible, you just have to know networking. If you want to play with Cisco routers and switches using Ansible, you just have to know the basic commands. You can use their CLI modules and everything. It's fun. It's really fun. So anyways, go look at my video on that if you want to learn more about it. That's all I'm going to say about that right now, because we could have a whole hour and a half just talking about automation tools. And of course, you can make your own with Python and stuff. It's fun. Quick water break here. Super chat from Praveen. Thank you, Praveen. Let me find you real quick. If you're just tuning in, we're just hanging out. The title of the video was I Miss This, and this is what I miss. Hanging out with you guys. I've been absent for a while, just making videos in the background, not really talking to you face to face, or, well, I mean, you screen to face. I think it's important I do this more often. Anyways, Praveen, thank you for the super chat. He says, hey Chuck, lots of love from India. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in tech and cybersecurity. Any recommendations for certification? It's a loaded question because I don't know where you're starting. So you can see you're pursuing your degree, but you could be halfway through or just starting. I don't know. I hate to load you with a bunch of like, okay, you need to get this certification and this certification when you may have a full class load right now. You may want to just focus on what you're doing with your degree. I'm praying that your degree includes certification. For example, I did attend WGU at one time. I never finished. But if you go to college, if you need that degree, which I know a lot of areas in the world require degrees to get a job, if you're going to go through a degree program, make sure they include certifications. A lot of the things I did, like completing my networking classes, you got your networking class by completing the CCNA. Your final exam was actually the CCNA exam. That's awesome. Like, that's killer. You get both an industry certification and a degree at the same time. That's what you want to have. Anyways, cybersecurity, anything to start with, the basics you want to start with. Learning cybersecurity is useless unless you know the foundations. Learning networking, learning system admin stuff, learning Windows, learning Linux. You have to know all that to be able to be a great cybersecurity person. Whether you're going to be on red team, blue team, somewhere in between. Was it purple team? Yeah. You have to know the basics. So starting with maybe your A+, I don't know if you're at that level knowledge or not. You maybe can skip that. By the way, kind of a soft announcement. I will be, I've already got them already written up and everything. I've got quizzes available that can kind of test your knowledge and see if you can skip the A+. I get this question all the time. Chuck, what should I start with? A+, Linux+, Network+, what do I do? And I always say, well, it depends. You need to test your knowledge and see. Well, I'm creating a quiz to test your knowledge. So you can come to my website and go, okay, where do I start? Is it A+? Let me take that quiz and see if I fail. If you fail, then you need to start with A+. If you pass, then you can move on. Maybe go for something more advanced. So yeah, I would say A+ if you don't have it, or if you don't know the knowledge. Networking Plus, maybe. CCNA for sure. Linux Plus, yes. And then after that, start going for hacking certifications, hacking specific. The EJPT, heard great things. I'm going to aim for that next. Let's see what else. The OSCP, obviously, a really good one. And Pentest Plus from CompTIA, I've heard is really good. Good things about that. So yeah, there are options, but I can't point you in any one direction unless I know where you're at foundation-wise. That's kind of the roadmap I would lay out. Hope that helped. Let me check the main chat real quick. Charles Hanlon, how do I start my transition from Charles to Chuck? That's difficult. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It takes years. It takes a beard. Once you get about an inch in on your beard, you can start going Chuck, maybe Chucky. Start with Chucky, it's a bit more junior, and then you can move on to Chuck after that. But you have to wean yourself. You have to get there. Let's see. Juris Friedenfelds, I hope I said that right. Hey, comp sci student here. I started originally with IT, but had to switch to software engineering because IT seemed too complicated. But you have changed my mind and sparked a big spark for me in IT. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to tell anyone not to go for the programming route because, I mean, becoming a developer is obviously lucrative, but it also is saturated, right? Like that field is very, very saturated. That's one thing high school does, like kind of gear you towards like, hey, learn programming. If anybody asks you like, hey, what's your job? Well, I'm in IT. What do they immediately assume? They assume that you can program. That's not always the case. Like that's most often not the case. IT is lit. And it does seem confusing and daunting, but once you get a roadmap, once you start looking at certifications, it becomes much more clear. Anything seems overwhelming and complex until you boil it down to small little chunks and little stepping stones you can take. So yeah, becoming an IT engineer feels like this very big mountain you have to climb. And it is, really it is. But don't look at that. Don't look at the mountain. Look at the first step, that first little landmark you have to get to. The first, well, not landmark, marker you have to get to. That might be the first certification you get. Focus on that and have fun with it. Fall in love with it. That's what you got to do. So I'm so glad I can be part of that for you. Let me check Super Chat real quick. Oh man, it's almost 6. Dude, time flies, man. I talk too much. Let me see. Raging Greg, we already answered your question there. Philippe, let me throw you up real quick. I'm going to speed around the Super Chats because I have to go make my wife dinner. She's going to kill me. She's breastfeeding and she has to feed the baby, and you know how that works. You may not, but that's how it works. They say you're my inspiration to be better. Thank you. I'm glad I can be part of that. Like I want to be more transparent about that too. I know at the beginning of the year, or last year, I was more transparent about the way I do things, and I want to document how I conduct myself as far as study habits and just labbing and practice. I want to help you guys along that because I know it's hard. Like I remember when I first started, I'm like, dude, how do I study this? How do I approach this? Do I use flashcards? Should I review my stuff every once? Like a lot of questions, and it might be very, very new for you. So I want to help you out with that. And if you're like me, like yeah, I was an okay student in school, but I never really learned how to study well. So I had to learn that after I got out of school. Anyways, thank you, Felipe. I'm not really sure how to say that. Herald Dave, let me throw you up real quick. Thank you for the super chat. It says, hey Chuck, huge fan. Been a follower for a long time. Thank you. That's awesome. It's so crazy. You know, I've been doing YouTube since 2014 at the earliest, but like really 2017 is where I started focusing on it. And it's just crazy to see like people who have been following me for a bit. It's cool to see that. Getting ready for the AZ-104 and Linux Plus exams. Any good free mock exam resources you recommend? Unfortunately, no. That's one thing that you don't want to skimp on is practice exams. You want to pay for those because they are hard to make, and you know, they're normally not crazy expensive, but yeah, I know like depending on where you're at in the world, it could be a lot of money. But no, I don't know of really any good ones that are free. I can definitely recommend Boson. Their practice exams. I do believe they have both AZ-104 and Linux Plus, and I know everyone can swear by Boson. They have the best practice exams out there. So yeah, check that out. But yeah, I can't really recommend any free ones. I know there are some out there, but I can't vouch for how well they prepare you. Anyways, let me check the super chats again. Sailor Smash. I'm not sure what your name means. Thank you for the super chat. So they just graduated in networking systems. First interview was to be a security consultant. Any advice for a security role being first step in my career? So you graduated with networking systems. I'm assuming that your degree program had at least some security baked in, and I'm assuming that because you know I'm not sure if you had a bachelor's or associate, but they would have some security-based classes. The best advice I can give you is to tailor your resume to that role. So while your degree might be in networking systems, try to tailor everything about what your resume is towards security. So don't highlight that you know. I mean, you definitely want to mention that you know a lot about networking, but try to focus on the security skills you want to be hired for. If you don't have any, we'll build some. Start practicing in labs and create your own labs. And the best thing you can do for yourself is start your job search right now. Start applying right now. Don't wait for that. But look around in your area. Find a job you might think you could be qualified for, or maybe not. Maybe it's just out of reach, but you could get there pretty quick. And see what they're looking for. What technologies do they want you to know? Learn those. Again, we have an embarrassing amount of resources that are mostly free. So whatever they list on there, like maybe they want you to learn some of the SIEM products, the SIEM products that can look through security logs. Learn those. Download one for free and test it in your environment. Maybe they want you to learn firewalls, Cisco ASAs. Maybe it's Palo Alto, whatever. You can practice all of that. Most of them are free. Again, you can practice in some hands-on labs they have for just available online for free. You may have to maybe download their appliances and put it into a virtual machine. Yeah, that might sound daunting at first, but there's a ton of guides out there that can walk you through it. Just become familiar with it. And when you go to the interview, you can say, yeah, oh, yeah, you guys have Palo Alto? I set one up in my lab last night. Do you have any idea what how excited, like, seriously, if I were in the interviewer spot there, I'd be like, whoa, this person's like, they want this. Like, that's impressive. People don't do that. Like, they don't often do that. So to do that will be awesome. That's my advice. I hope that helps. Huh, that's funny. Rolando's next, the next super chat I have here. Oh, I love serendipity. Rolando, let me see. Have I done a video about SIEM or UEBA? I don't know UEBA. What is that? I gotta Google that real quick. I have not made any videos about SIEM products, but I should. Because I know it, at just a surface level of like what the junk is that, to like how can I put that into my own environment? What does it look like in a corporate environment? I should talk about that. I'm gonna add that to my list actually. I'll have Austin add that to my list. Austin. Oh, he just texted me. He said he's getting sick. Austin, no excuses, buddy. You can't call in sick. You work from home. I'm a horrible boss. Austin, make me, or add SIEM video to my list. Anyways, Austin, get better soon, buddy. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Thank you, Rolando, for that super chat. Brock, let me throw you up real quick. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what do you think about making machine learning videos? How do you feel personally about machine learning? I know that myself, I am not equipped to make, he's asking me, hold on, Austin. Doing it. He's not even watching my stream. Man, what a terrible employee. I'm just kidding. Tune into my stream, Austin. I'm talking about you. So machine learning, I'm certainly not equipped to talk about machine learning right now, but I recognize the importance of it. So as I get deeper into Python, I want to acquire those skills. And I know like machine learning, a lot of it can be coding it deep and becoming a coder with it. A lot of it also is just learning how to implement machine learning in the cloud through Azure's machine learning, through AWS's and Google. And they all have their own version of it. I think I should. I'm going to at some point. I'm going to have Austin add to my list. Austin, add machine learning to my list. That's what I love about my job, dude, that I can talk about so many different things that apply to so many areas of IT. Good idea. I'm going to add that. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go real quick. Keep it techie. It's been a while, man. Every once in a while, I'll see your videos come up. Good stuff, dude. I hope you're staying encouraged and making content. It says, hey Chuck, are you planning any videos on data science, machine learning, technologies like Anaconda? What is y'all's deal with machine learning? Yes, Austin just added it to my list. So yeah, I want to, for sure. I think that's a, data science is big too, right? Like, whew, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, for sure. I will do that. DuPont, let me throw you up real quick. Again, good to see you, Keep It Techie. I hope everything's going well with you, man. DuPont, thank you for the super chat. Hey, what can I do if I suspect that my work computer has a key logger? A couple things you can do. I'm assuming you have Windows, so I would pull up your task manager and look through the processes and see if there's anything weird, any process you don't recognize, any weird name, and stop that process. So look for that. Look in your startup scripts. Look in your startup programs. Just by you can do Windows key search and type in startup. It'll tell you all the programs that are startup. See if anything weird is in your startup. Beyond that, just download like Malwarebytes or any kind of antivirus software, Windows Defender or something, and like do a quick scan of your computer just to double check. You can get in the weeds and try to find a bunch of things. At the end of the day, the quickest thing might just be to re-image your machine or reinstall your operating system. That's a good habit to have anyway. I don't do that because I have too much stuff going on. But a good habit is to clean house every once in a while. Just install your operating system fresh. And that's a no-brainer of, hey, I don't have a keylogger anymore, I'm safe. But I feel you, that's a scary thing. That's what I would do in that situation. Jackson Hanley. Let me throw you up real quick. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, I followed your advice and made a portfolio website, and I hosted off of an old HP desktop running Ubuntu. It was a fun project. That's so cool. So if you guys haven't seen my my next to last video, something like that, second to last video, I encourage you to make a website for yourself. I think everyone, legit, no joke, should have their own website, especially if you're trying to have a career, if you're trying to get in IT and trying to break that barrier and change careers, or just trying to get into anything. Having a website is huge, and if you can do something cool and geeky and techy with it to show off your skills, even better. So the fact that Jackson here can go on his resume, say, hey, here's my website. It's running off an old HP laptop running Ubuntu in my house. That's amazing. That's cool, and that tells the interviewer this person likes IT. They have their own projects and they're interested in stuff. They know how to Google and research and learn themselves. That tells them so much about who you are, and that you're going to be more than prepared to walk into the workplace. Because let me tell you something. Most of IT is learning how to learn, learning how to study. You're never going to walk into an IT job and go, I know how to do this job perfectly. I've never had that happen. Like whenever I've switched jobs into another networking engineer job, sure I had experience. Sure I've worked with routers and firewalls and switches, but there's always something new I don't know when I walk into a new environment. So the biggest thing they want to hire for is your ability to adapt and your ability to learn. That's what they want. So if you can demonstrate that, man, it's so killer. So yeah, Jackson's so cool. Everyone follow Jackson's steps, get you a stinking website, do something cool with it. The most recent video I made, making a dark web website on your Raspberry Pi or any kind of Linux system in your house, you can do that right now for free. And it's so cool. Get your own .onion address. You don't have to put any NAT rules into your firewall. What's cool is the Tor network. If you install a Tor service on your device, it does something called NAT punching, where it doesn't require any NAT holes in your firewall. It only makes outbound connections when people try to connect to it. So that's cool. I love that. So anyways, that's some of the biggest hurdles when you make your own website is, I have to port forward and expose my public IP, and there's ways around that, but it's kind of frustrating. So Tor takes care of that. It's really neat. And to put a .onion address on your resume, how cool is that? That's just geeky, dude. I love that. Okay. Focus. Let's get through some super chats. And I gotta go. Because I'm hungry. And I know my wife is. Okay, here we go, real quick. Oh, y'all killing me. There's so many super chats. Oh, Air Force Base was what it was. Thanks, Mike. Quick sip of water. Okay, speed round. I'm going to try to answer everything real quick. Let's see. Oh, Nigel super chatted earlier. Clarified his question. Let me throw you up. The best way to use GNS3. The best way is on a server. Headless, that's what I would do. Unless you have a beefy laptop, if you have a laptop running 16 gigs or maybe 32 gigs, you can run it side by side, but the best way is to run it in on a server somewhere. You can run it in the cloud. I made a video of running GNS3 on Azure, which can be expensive, but not crazy expensive. I say $30 a month maybe. A server in your own house. I believe they have a killer web UI now. I don't know if it's killer, I haven't tried it yet, but I think that's the best way to run it right now. But the client is always good. Let's see. Speed round. Dude, I love this. This is so cool. Super chat from Iman. Where'd it go? There it is. Just got his first paycheck from his first IT job. Thanks for the motivation. That is so exciting. Man. And Iman, I'm assuming this is true for you, but don't you feel a bit weird? I felt weird working in IT because it almost felt like I wasn't working. Most of my jobs, you better believe they felt like work. But IT, sure, sometimes. Sometimes it felt like a lot of work. But most of the time, it's like 75% of the time, I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this because I feel like I'm just playing around. I feel like I'm at home just messing with my lab. That's how work felt. Best feeling in the world. So it's so cool. All right, let's see. Congrats, Iman. That's amazing. The bearded IT dad. I can't be mad at that name. That's amazing. Thank you for the super chat. It says, thank you for the channel. You're one of my inspirations to get into IT and eventually my own IT YouTube channel. Keep up the hard work and thank you for everything you do. The bearded IT dad. Let's go check him out, guys. I'm not gonna pull it up right now because I'm trying to speed around, but go check him out. Cool name. Let's see, Terry Esser. Terry, it's been such a long time, dude. How you doing? Let me throw you up real quick. Terry's been a long time subscriber and watcher of the channel. Let's see, it says, hey Chuck, are you going to be doing any more CCNA videos for your course? Any PT labs involving DNA Center? I will be doing more CCNA videos, absolutely. Man, I want to break my rule. One of my goals this year is to complete the CCNA on my channel. It's going to be hard because creating good content and part of the reason I'm hiring an editor so I can focus more on creating the content and having someone else edit it for me, trying to speed myself up. Creating good content is hard. Like ask Jeremy's IT Labs. I just saw him super chat. I'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, making content, it's difficult, really hard. Like in the 10 minutes it takes you to watch the video, it takes me, 6-7 hours to make that content. But yeah, I'll be doing that. And PT Labs involving DNA Center. I remember the latest packet tracer update does include DNA Center, and I'll do my best to implement that. On my CCNA course in the on CBC Nuggets, I did walk through a bunch of DNA Center stuff because they have DNA Center available for free in the sandbox. So if it's not available on packet tracer, I will for sure be doing it in the sandbox and making sure you have a chance to get hands-on because that's important. I know the CCNA itself won't necessarily test you on like hands-on. They want you to know like about it, but not actually how to implement it. But I think it's important to know about it. You should at least have done it once to be able to have that familiarity. It cements itself in your brain better. But Terry, so good to see you, dude. I know you recently got a job, which is awesome, man. Congrats. Anyways, quickly. Oh, Nick Dorado. I like this one. About to be a dad. Congrats. Oh my gosh. Being a dad is the best thing in the world. No, hands down, no question. Why do you think I keep doing it over and over? I have 5 kids now, and I would have more if I could. I don't know. My wife's tired. He says, about to be a dad, still studying for Network Plus and Security Plus while running my own business. That's intense. I've been there, the crazy schedule. Hats off to you. That's hard. So, first of all, get as much studying in as you can right now before the baby comes. And then you'll have that sweet amount of time right after the baby comes, we'll have a lot of time to study because depending on how your wife does things, you may get a lot of time to wake up in the middle of the night, feed the baby, and you can use that time to study, review. Yeah, a lot of downtime there. I used to love studying with my wife would like, okay, I need to take a break, take the baby, love taking the baby and just having her chill with me while I study. Best study time ever. She's quiet, I'm studying, whatever, it's the best. So cool, dude. But don't burn yourself out. Pace yourself. Give the best of yourself to your family, but that might involve also doing the extra hard work to create the best path for your family. So, man, kudos to you. I love that. I love that hustle. Let's see. Zilef, I didn't see a particular message. Let me see if I can find your super chat. Let's see. Can you use private keys and public keys for Windows RDP? I don't know. I don't think so. Does anybody know? I've never done it before. It's always been Windows authentication. You can do single sign-on kind of stuff, but I'm not sure you can do private public key with Windows RDP, SSH all day, but I'm not sure about RDP. Real quick, anybody in the chat, can you answer that question? Ton of smart people, way smarter than me right now watching. Flamed, want to start studying something. Is it worth it? No. No, it's not. That's one thing you should actually eliminate from your life. I'm not gonna make a video about that. It's not good for you. Not good for you at all. Watch IT training videos instead. Binge that. Matthias. I love that name. I've always loved the name Matthias. Thank you for the super chat. Cheers from Brazil. A lot of Brazilians here tonight, or today for you. That's awesome. I love that the world's slowly starting to open back up. I cannot wait to travel, dude. I'm so excited. Mike's Daily Gaming said Air Force Base. That's AFB. So cool, man. That's amazing. Jack Morrison, super chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss your message because it was blank. Oh. Let's see. It says, hey, Chuck, you've inspired me to code and do IT. Awesome, man. I'm so glad I can be part of your journey with that. And I want to try and be more, again, I want to try and be more transparent about my journey so you can kind of come alongside me. I know for me, when I see people do that, it encourages the crap out of me. So I want to do that for you too. Okay. Quickly now. Keep up the pace. Here we go. Sergey. Let me pull up your name real quick. It says, hey, Chuck, I loved your 3CX video. I want to set something up like that at my folks' place so I could take phone calls from any other country. Yeah, you could totally do that. I am going to be making another 3CX video here soon because they have some killer features with live chat and like website chat. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Yeah, do that. And you don't need to you can set up in AWS or in your house on a Raspberry Pi. I got a video on that. And yeah, just give them access to your environment and you can have over the network calls. And then you had another super chat, Sergey. I'll go ahead and answer that one too. I used to be in IT, but then I moved to doing animation, where they constantly request my IT skills. Yeah, isn't that the case? For me, it was reversed. I used to work for Starbucks. I mean, you probably saw that coming, right? I used to be a barista, but I was the guy who fixed their printer when it didn't work, and I loved doing that. So yeah, it just happens, right? Your skills never leave you. You never really leave IT. And animation, I mean, you're using computers. It's all the same thing. Cool path, though. See, Terry just DM'd me. Man, good to see you again, Terry. I'll talk to you here in a sec. Let me see. Super chats, here we go. Rex. Wicked name, dude. Just want to say thanks for the amazing content and positivity. Any tips around securing and maintaining your first job in IT, junior in college? Start now. Don't wait. Don't wait until you feel prepared. Don't wait until you're qualified. Every job's going to ask way more than what they actually need. Apply for everything and start now. I understand you may be going in person to college. You may have a really heavy workload. Do your best to start getting experience now. Don't wait too long. The best thing you can do in IT is to start getting experience. Studying at certifications is great, but don't ever do that at the expense of not getting experience now. And then the other thing would be to volunteer when you can. So I know you're in college. Your college may have a chance for you to work in their IT department, maybe intern or volunteer. It's the age-old thing. You have to have experience to get experience. It's kind of frustrating, but interning, showing up, getting that experience will be the best thing for you. So that's my best advice. You're already in an IT degree. Again, what I've said before on this stream already, please make sure it's including certifications, or at the least, and if it doesn't, let's say you're in a networking class, study for the CCNA at the same time. Do that. If you're in a security class, study for Security Plus at the same time. They should have a ton of overlap, and you should be able to complement that, and it won't be so overwhelming. So it will help you get that job. All right, I gotta go quick. I might have to jump off here because I'm dying. Miley, let me throw you up here real quick. Storm going on here in India. Chuck, interview Chris Titus Tech. Yeah, I'm a subscriber of him. He's a good guy. Good things will happen for you. Video on your beliefs. I'm not shy about my beliefs. I'm a born again Christian. I love Jesus. That's my life. A lot of the positivity you see come through my videos is because of that. I truly believe that. I'm not gonna try to convert you or anything. My beliefs are strong, but I'm not gonna try and convert you. But I do want you guys to know that's if you want to know more about me, that's what makes me tick. That's what makes my life how it is. But here on this channel, I want to encourage you to get into IT. I'm not gonna beat you over the head with anything. So I won't be making a video about my beliefs on this channel. Maybe a separate channel, maybe on my website. I'll talk more about that. But this is not the place. If you want to know more about that, you can talk to me off the video. Okay, let me see here. Eric Torres. I haven't looked into this too much, but I've been kind of looking around. Any thoughts on the Colonial Pipeline hack? Why aren't they going after student loans? I might be making a video about this soon, but yeah, no specific thoughts on that yet. If you don't know what that was, the Colonial Pipeline, one of the main sources of fuel and gas to our the eastern side of the U.S., got hacked. It got hacked, and we had a gas shortage there for a bit. Prices were, sky high. People were filling plastic bags with gas. I don't know if that was really true. It was kind of a meme. Crazy stuff. Hacking. I mean, again, no better time to get in IT and cybersecurity and hacking than now. Companies more and more are diverting and increasing their budgets for security. Dude, security, get into it. Okay, I want to take one more and then I have to go. Actually, two more. Jeremy's IT Lab, dude, good to see you. And I love that your currency shows up in, what's Japanese money? I don't know what it's called. My daughter loves Japan and I should know that. Just thanks for all the work you do. More Cisco, absolutely more Cisco. I was watching your stream with Kelvin the other day. You guys are doing pretty good. Good to see Kelvin on there. Okay, is the stream going okay? Is it like jumping or anything? Hope it's not, hope it's going good. One more question, I have to go. Mr. Non, let me throw you up. Says, hi NetworkChuck, I'm currently studying cybersecurity analyst. I'm going to do my Network Plus exam. I look at the practice exams and it's completely different to what I study. Why is this? I get confused. So here's the thing. And this is what I've for sure found this so frustrating with studying IT certifications, that sometimes what you study does not reflect the exam. And they'll tell you, like when you study for like a Cisco exam or a CompTIA exam or whatever, they'll have the exam topics, but they'll also have the like little asterisk at the bottom that says, this is what may be on the exam, but not all that may be on the exam. They may include something else on the exam that may not be in the exam topics. So the problem you might run into is that either there's something like they're adding to the exam that's new, because a lot of the times they're going to be adding new questions to the exam to make it fresh and protect from brain dumps and stuff. So that could be the case. A lot of times the curriculum might not match up to the exam. That just happens, especially if the curriculum you're reading or watching was created prior to the exam releasing, and then the instructor never got a chance to actually go through the exam and see what it's like. This happens a lot because instructors and all these IT websites that offer training, they try to get their training out as soon as possible. So as soon as they see an exam about to be released, a new update coming, they go, okay, let's guess what the exam is going to be like. Let's guess what's going to be on there. Create the curriculum so they're first to market. But then the exam comes out and maybe there's a few things that don't match up. So that might be the case. So my advice for you is, like, and it's also the case that the practice exam you're going through may not reflect the actual exam either. So be prepared for that. So my best advice for you is don't rely on any one source. Rely on looking at the exam topics and knowing that for yourself well. If it says to understand and be able to subnet, do that. Subnet. Know how to subnet, and you'll be okay. If it says know the functions and the core functions and uses of a firewall, know where you should put that in your network. If it asks you to understand that, make sure you understand that. Don't skip that. Don't rely on I can never say this, practice exam to tell you if you're ready. You'll know you're ready if you look at all the exam topics and you say, yes, I know that. I'm confident that I know that I can meet those standards. Anyways, guys, I am losing my voice. I'm getting tired. I need to eat something, so I'm going to cut this short right now. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, or today, whatever time it is for you. It's been a long time since I've done this. I'm going to, do this more often. My next live stream should be, fingers crossed, with Mr. David Bombal. I've never had him actually live on the channel before. It's going to be a fun one, so you don't want to miss that. It should be maybe next Monday. But we'll see, because we're in different time zones and David's always going on vacation. We'll talk. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I'll be looking for more videos from me here very soon. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you again to all my members, both my YouTube members and people who support me on Super Chats. Thank you for all the Super Chats. You guys are killer awesome. Thank you so much. Like, you do support me in what I'm doing here. Thank you to all the people who have joined my membership website, learn.networkchuck.com. It's $12 a month. I'll be adding more stuff to it. Right now, it's just kind of beta, so like, don't feel the pressure to go sign up. You're not gonna get anything more than what you get on YouTube. That's kind of like the way I design it. If you can't afford my stuff, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna give it to you for free. And if you want to support me, come back and support me. I don't care. I'm gonna give it away for free. That's what I'm gonna do here. Yes, that's all I got. Love you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Whoa, I wasn't done yet. Like any good Marvel movie, we have the after credit scene. I told you, I don't want to lie. I'm giving away some coffee on the stream, but you gotta be quick. Now, if you're just tuning in, you missed the whole stream. That's cool. It's gonna be available for rerun. But right now, I'm gonna give away some coffee. Can y'all hear me? I think you can, right? It's still going. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we go. I'm pasting a link in the chat, the live chat right now. It's going to be for $25. It is a discount code, so if you go to my coffee store, networkchuck.coffee, you use this discount code, you'll get $25 off whatever order you have. If your order is 16 bucks, $25 off of that, it's going to be zero, right? So the first 5 people to use this will get it. If you don't, if your cart says there's no discount, then you can't use it, right? So first 5 people to use this, you got to be quick because there's 400 people watching right now. It's going to be in the live stream chat right now. There will be a delay. It's going to be in there like now. And I say now, like it's going to be, here we go. It's there. Oh, wait, no. Hold on, it didn't go. There it is. Okay, it's there. That link should get you there. And again, the first 5 people to use it will get it. And that's it. So I've got nothing else. Catch you guys later. Again, that was $25 to coffee. You can get coffee, you can get a shirt, mug, whatever you want to get. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.